Now, when we talk about AI-powered research, so what are those platforms which we can use and we can work with this AI-powered research and AI-powered tools which can help us to automate our research process. Okay, so that's where I have identified a few of these tools, but this is a very limited list. There are many, many, many other tools which you can use, but depending on the choice and the need for those tools, I'll take you through these all tools one by one. So first and foremost important tool is ChatGPT. Everybody is talking about this ChatGPT, and this has almost revolutionized the way we think about the research. And ChatGPT is not new. We were using the similar large language models in how it works. Now, let's before moving to the final point, this is my the whole sense of my work, or you can say that the crux of my work, or output of my work working with. So how we work with these platforms. So the thing is, when you are interacting with any AI tool, it means that uh, it allow you to ask any question. You need to interact with them. It is the same case if you are sitting in front of many professors and who have the authority and information about the subject, and you want to ask a question. So you need to think what type of question that should be that give me accurate information. I can ask them anything and they would reply me, but the question I'm going to ask is the key that will unlock the information we need. Okay, so that means that the structure of that question is really important. And that's why when we are talking about AI-powered research, we always talk about the prompt engineering, the way, the structure you ask your question. Okay, that's really important. So I have developed a formula, and that formula is published in a few papers as well. So this formula is in process, not published really yet, but it's just the latest information. I'm sharing it with you. So this formula is basically the way you need to craft your prompt. And remember, the most important part of extracting information out of AI tool is the way you write your prompt. Okay. So that's why it's really important to understand the way we interact with this AI tool. So I named this formula as the 4C formula. There are 4 aspects of every prompt which you need to cover while you are writing. Okay, so you need to give that clear information. So you need to give that clear information to all the AI tools. No matter which tool you are using, the prompt engineering will remain same. Okay, for example, the first thing is about call to action. What action do you need? What do you need from this AI platform to do? I will explain that call to action because it is a verb or it is call for action. Okay, so the first thing is about the call for action. Then you need to provide the content. Okay, so content is really important. What type of content you need? For example, let's say write. Write is a call to action. So system is ready. Now I'm going to write something. Okay, what write? You need to write a letter. Now, a letter is a content. Okay, so you are giving the content. Okay, so you need to write a letter. But in research, we do same. We need to give it a command or call to action. Then we need to provide the content. What exactly the system need to do. Okay, and then in our research, there are 2 important features which we must need to include in any prompt, which is called constructs and context. Okay, so the construct is arrangement of your variables. So constructs are basically the variables, the outcomes of your research. So you need to write what constructs you are looking for and the context. For example, in some specific country, in some specific age group, in some specific sector, industry, all these types of the information is called the context. So remember these 4 C's: call to action, content, constructs, and the context. Okay, so this will give you a prompt structure like this. Okay, so you have prompt structure, and this prompt structure would be like this. So action verb, first thing you need to give it an action or the call to action. Then the main concept of idea related to literature review, because these are some of these tools which we are using for literature review only. And this is called the content, okay? As I will give you some examples also. But with this, you need to add construct. For example, what exactly you are looking for in terms of your uh, variables of the study of the research. Okay, so you need to provide those constructs, and finally you need to add the context if your research is context specialist for a specialist. For example, if you are talking about the male and female, if you are talking about any gender or any age group or any particular region or sector or particular disease, so all these are different form of the context which we need to include within our prompt. Okay. Now, first question here I need to learn is what exactly a prompt look like, and especially the verbs or the call to action. Sorry, I think I have exceeded the time where I was thinking. So let's just quickly focus on the first thing is about the verb. It's a verb or call to action, very important one. But there are three types of the verbs which we can understand. Those who are familiar with the Bloom's taxonomy, they are aware of this thought. One is called lower order thinking, then mid order thinking, and higher order thinking. In the lower order thinking, we ask AI tool to bring information from the data bank which the AI tool already have. For example, if I ask you to remember something or to understand something, this is called a lower order thinking. You are reading, you are remembering, you are memorizing it, and in the exam, I will ask you, can you define? So we have seen this word many times in our examination, define. So defining is like you need to bring that definition which is already in your mind because you remembered it. Okay, so that's how we work with the lower order thinking. Then recall, list, recognize, name, repeat, identify, label. All these are some sort of the lower order thinking, but there are many other verbs are also available. I have created a complete list of verbs which reflects the lower order thinking. But lower order thinking doesn't mean that this is a rank. This is not a rank. This is a use case. Okay, remember this and try to understand. The use case means sometime we need to define. Obviously, for example, your construct organizational performance. So I would ask you, can you define organizational performance? This is where you will be using this sort of verbs, okay? Lower order thinking verb, where you don't need to analyze, you just need to retrieve the information. This is where you will be using lower order thinking. Okay, clear? So once we move on, then we have mid-level thinking, where I want the system to bring information from the data bank, but at the same time do some sort of analysis. Okay, so analyze or maybe apply, illustrate, operate, show, implement. So some sort of analysis is being done. It's not just the retrieval of the information, but the retrieval of information with some analysis. Okay, so that's how we do work with the mid-level thinking. Most of the time, when we are writing our introduction in literature review or any research article, this is where we use mid-level thinking, and also in the conclusion section of our research. So we try to sum up the information, but also provide some, implementation or maybe some application or, some demonstration. So this is where we ask AI to bring that information, but at the same time, do some analysis. So this is mid-level thinking. And higher order thinking is a really important one, where we ask AI tool to develop something new, to make decisions. Okay, so this is higher order thinking. For example, critique, defend, develop, these types of the word. For example, I'm planning to develop a new framework. I'm planning to develop a new theory, a new solution for a problem. So all these are thinking abilities which are related with the higher order thinking. This is purely analytical skills or skills where we are taking decisions based on the information we already have. We are not retrieving that information, but we are processing that information and extracting the solution out of that information. So that is higher order thinking. So what I did, I defined the verbs into three different phases: the lower order thinking, mid-level thinking, and higher order thinking, where you can extract information from different, you know, AI tools. So let's have a quick example, and then we'll go back to practical session. So if I ask ChatGPT, can you recall the main finding related to the efficacy of cognitive behavior therapy, the content, okay, the efficacy of cognitive behavior therapy about anxiety management. So anxiety management, now it is my construct of the selected studies based on adolescent populations in the clinical setting. So the context is clear. So you can see all these different four parts of our prompts are being completed. But I ask it to recall only for any analysis. Then mid-level thinking for same research question would be demonstrate how the finding of the reviewed study on cognitive behavioral therapy can be applied in practical clinical setting for managing anxiety, and same the context in adolescents. So it means that now the prompt is being changed. The way I crafted this prompt is different than the first one. So first I just asked for recall. Now I ask it to implement and tell me the practical implication, how we can do that. Okay, so this is a question based on the information available. And then finally, higher order thinking is critically evaluate the reliability and validity of the findings presented in the literature on the efficacy of cognitive behavioral therapy for anxiety management in adolescent population. So now if you check on this prompt, the result would be evaluation. So critically evaluate the reliability and validity, which is not available in the literature. So we're trying to assess the information and asking AI to analyze that information and give us the critical evaluation of the prompt. Okay, so this is where we use these three different distinct level of thinking. Okay, so you need to identify where you want to work on which sort of the thinking. For example, in introduction, we do mid-level thinking. In literature review, most of the time we do lower order thinking, but also sometime higher order, where we want to criticize the existing body of knowledge or to develop something new or to develop some new theories out of the existing one. So that's how we work with AI tools. This is how we interact with AI tools. With this, I will go with the practical session, very brief practical session, and then we can take some questions later on. Let's start working with the ChatGPT. I believe most of you have already idea what ChatGPT is, right? So once you logged into ChatGPT, you will see this interface. You need to log in. You can use any login. I'm using this one. Okay, so now I'm here in ChatGPT. As I mentioned, ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4. Okay, now these two are different features. ChatGPT 4, you need to pay some amount, so I'm not interested in it for now. So let's work on ChatGPT 3.5. Now, where do I use this ChatGPT and why this ChatGPT is important? Let's start working on this ChatGPT. I'm just giving you a brief idea, but obviously when you will work on these ChatGPT and learn, that will give you different options. So you can watch this video again, use that 4C formula and craft your question accurately, and then obviously you will get accurate result from these tools. So my idea here is just to give you a brief overview how we optimize the use of these AI tools. The first thing, and which is really, really important, to set up ChatGPT for the use. Most of the people, they are just writing, prompts, and they are not giving information to ChatGPT. So you can go down here on the corner, and there is a button for, there are three dots. So click on these three dots. You will see this um, tab, custom instructions. So you need to click here, and this is where you need to provide information about yourself and what the purpose of using this chat GPT, because your answer would be crafted based on the information you are providing to chat GPT. If you are not doing it, the chat GPT is too general for everybody. So you are not receiving the result you want to. Okay. So first thing, go to this. Now this is where you have different option, where you are based, what do you work, why. It's about yourself. You need to provide. I have created a few templates on this custom instructions for researchers and academicians. So, and these are available on the website. I can share those links later on. So you can download those template and provide that information based on those template and copy and paste here. But the second one is also, how do you want ChatGPT to respond? That is another very important aspect of ChatGPT, which we need to provide this information, because when you have this information provided in the ChatGPT, now ChatGPT is being set up in a way that it will give you accurate answers. So that's really important for us. The answer we need, the way we want to craft these answers. So I have these templates, but for now, I think you can just read this information and provide that information to ChatGPT, so your replies can be crafted based on your questions, okay, based on your, uh, you know, preferences. So let's go back here for a while. For now, I just want to copy a prompt and show you the difference between these prompts, okay? So let's go to ChatGPT. I pasted this prompt and I'm not the expert of this study. I just made these cases for illustration purposes only, okay? So when I click here, the chat GPT is giving me all the information, okay, which is very powerful, to the point, and accurate, because the prompt was accurate, okay? Now, can I provide some general information on this? But I cannot recall specific finding individual study. The many data include information until 2022, and I can't access that same problem which I mentioned to you. Is the problem we can't use ChatGPT for. So that's why the information is until 2021 only. So let's try another one. Bing. Okay, so Bing is Microsoft AI, but the limitation which we were experiencing in ChatGPT 3.5 is not here. Okay, so what we can do is we can just quickly go to this chat, accept everything. So this is ChatGPT. Now I'm asking same question with Bing. Let's see how this Bing would respond to you. Bing have three different options of writing, and it can learn from your profiles as well. So it can give you creative, balanced, or precise answers depending on your uh, choice. Okay. So this is another tool, Bing, very powerful. Now you can see it's not just only giving you information, but also giving you the references from where it took this information. So that's where the chat GPT can't help you, but obviously Bing can help you in a better way. Okay. And similar is the situation for Bard. So if you want to click on this link, and then you can learn from that link as well, and then you will find the different references available here. Okay. So you can see here these, and there are the links available to these different research articles which are being provided by the Bing. Okay. So now this is for Bing and Bard. Let's try to look into another one, which is PowerDrill, right? Let's work on. Okay, this is Elicit. Elicit is another really powerful um, software, but this tool is, I think my credits are over, but still we can just type these questions because Elicits will not allow you to work without some free credits. Okay, for every month we have some free credit. Like just let's see another alternative, which is Scispace. It's same like your Elicit. We have another alternative. So I ask similar question to Scispace. Now, Scispace, what this tool is doing now, it's completely different than Bing and ChatGPT. What it is doing is it is giving us information based on just research article. It gives you summary of 5 different research article and give you a detailed literature review, a huge number of studies. If you want to show more papers, everything is being discussed here and the insight. But at the same time, if you want to add some column, for example, if you want to add like summary of abstract is already there, let's say results. So it will add another column and add results from your study. So limitation on this research. So it will also add some limitations. Okay. And then let's say practical implications. So it will give you all this information. This is really, really powerful and you can download it as a CSV file. You can also upload a few of your PDF files and work within this tool. So these tools are designed for working within the research, and on the back end, Semantic Scholar is being used, which is a very powerful database for research. Okay. And most importantly, you can ask any follow-up question based on all these information available. Now, how to ask question? This is where again you need to go back for the prompt engineering and craft your question and ask some related questions based on the prompt engineering, based on the 4C formula. So if I just paste a similar question and now system giving me a few replies, so we can play with it and we can follow all this information and we can learn more, and most importantly we can export all these results into a CSV file, which is Microsoft Excel. So this is really, really powerful AI tools which can help you or which can assist you to write more efficiently, because the literature review and learning from the literature is an important part of our research. So I think this is a brief introduction of all these tools which we are using. I gave you introduction to ChatGPT. I gave you introduction to Bing. We discussed the Scispace or Elicit. They work in the same way. Let's take the second or third prompt now. Let's just take this prompt and try to see how this ChatGPT is giving us result. Now, if you see, the ChatGPT will give you different results compared to the previous one. You can see that in the previous, we just asked for, retrieval of the information. Can you recall? Now we ask for creating. Now the things are entirely different. Okay, so there are many different aspects of validations, and because we asked ChatGPT to evaluate the validity and reliability of the study. So this is what it gives us. So the answer is completely different and based on the validity and reliability of the existing studies or research. So this is how we craft our prompt. This is the most important part of working with any AI tool. So if you are not crafting your prompt accurately, it means that you are not receiving accurate information, which might be a difficult situation, and we don't want to be in that situation. Okay, so let me just conclude on my presentation, and then we can go with the question and answer sessions if you want to ask any question. Okay, so the first thing is about the AI tools. AI tools are really important nowadays, powerful as well. So it means that we need to work with AI tools, but we need to learn and we need to reshape the way we are working. And I have gave you a few AI tools, but the word is not limited to these AI tools only. It's about your use case, the way you want to use AI tool. Then you can find out different tools based on your requirement. There are lots of amazing tools available, but it is us. We need to define what we need and how we are going to work with that. And to working with any AI tool, one thing you must need to learn is prompt engineering. It's really powerful, and you need work with the different phase of your AI, prompt engineering. But I have created a simple formula. If you want to follow that formula, that would be really helpful for you all. I think with this, thank you very much.